Good morning. I'm Gianni the Greek coming to you live straight from Las Vegas. Wednesday, July 24th. Got a lot of action. We had early Major League Baseball action. We've had soccer. We've had tennis. This is getting out a lot later than usual, and here's why. We've been betting. Plays have been coming in nonstop. In baseball, a lot of it was on the earlier action. We bet over 8.5. St. Louis Pittsburgh over 9. St. Louis Pittsburgh went under 11 on Boston and Colorado. So those games start and stuff was coming in. And that, I can't do a video during that time. I got to get down. I got to work on them and vet them to release the subscribers. And I think that's the problem we're going to have come football. Because Sunday I'm doing a steam room every Sunday for sure. Because 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific, the NFL kicks off. I get in there by 7:30 a.m. So I like to be in there with my subscribers from 8 to 10, at least 2 hours leading in the kickoff. So we go over everything for Sunday NFL and go through each game. I'm trying to figure out how to do that for Saturday also. But Saturday, there's just so much more. There's going to be the college football. There's going to be MMA on Saturdays. So I'm thinking of doing the steam room then, and it's just not going to be possible to get one of these out and do the steam room and bet and provide for my subscribers. It's just way too much. But if we could keep the viewership and build this, then I'll do it during the week, because I think it will be very beneficial to viewers. If you haven't been with me for football, there's a lot of nuances on the teasers, on key numbers in NFL, key numbers in college football, when to buy, when not to buy, how much it's worth, totals. There's just a lot that I could share with you. And maybe if we could do it Monday to Friday, I could even share a lot of the goals for Saturdays and Sundays during the week. So that's going to all depend on, you know, smash the like and take it from there. You guys know how it works. You guys know how it works. Um, get some comments, get some questions in there. Now, we're coming off a nice day or two. All I know is when I look at my account every single day, it's positive. 1 month already up for Wednesday. I'm not gonna lie, I show you guys everything. There's one of the accounts. This one because they don't cut. I think it's a pretty. I check right for when I won 8 of the last 12 bets. Which I tell you, second half of baseball, this is going to happen. What's going to happen? Just like a losing better that's hot, they're going to regress towards the mean. A winning better that's cold, they're going to regress towards the mean. It's just casual recreation bettors. For some reason, that doesn't compute with them. They go after the hot hand, expecting them to be able to sustain a 90% win rate. No one can. I don't understand the reasoning behind that, but for some reason, I've been doing this for a long time. And if I ever used to put out like I'm 9-1 on the last 10, and now I have a big play, I'll sell like 5 times the amount of packages. Like because I'm 9-1, that means that this 11th bet, I have a higher probability of cashing. I never understood that. If anything, it's probably the opposite. It's now probably high probability I won't cash it, but they just sell the most, man. So unfortunately, that the market. We're gonna look at this. Look at this. Look at this is embarrassing. The sleep shirt, unshaven, but we're working. We're working, babe. We're working. We got baseball. We got college football, NFL. I got another trove of futures that I have to vet over the next 2 days to see what we're going to bet for my subscribers. Like I said, we got down our NFL future. We got down to 6 or 7 college football ones. It's that time of the year. And I have a question to address that touches on it. That's why I'm seeing where we're at for 2024. Let's not forget, most people, 24. I started betting. Documented 9 years. This will be the 10th year that I've documented results every single day, third party track. This will be the 10th year. So I think for a lot longer than I think most people that are claiming to be experts in winning sports bettors have bet for more than 2024. So make sure they share with you what they did in 2023. Make sure they share what they did in 2022, 2021, 2020. In fact, ask them if they're plus CV. There's nothing like that. If you won last year, why would you hide that? So with that said, let's get some action real quick because we've already gotten down. I get you real fast because I still got work to do. I have a UFC podcast today that will be on Fight Pass. With that gambler's perspective, I'm going for my 9th straight winning week. That's correct. I gave 2 picks last week. I swept and got 3 straight winning weeks, and also the UFC on the line has already been released. That's on UFC Fight Pass. Crushed it again last week with my $900 bet out of 1,000 bankroll bet that won. The 4 bets are out. Oh, we got us. So you can get this play live right now. The time 10:33 a.m. ATP Kitzbühel. We're going to Kitzbühel tournament. ATP, and we're going to take Stable Wild. Stable at even money. Even money. Boom. At even money, 3% play. Let me get that confirmed. Send that out. Oh, it's that time, baby. There's no time to waste. No time to shave. No, it's just time to get back those units, get profitable, and then start down there. So December 31st, we could have that same celebration. You guys remember it? You remember the celebration December 31st when we said, "Who's partying with us? Who's turned the profit over the last 365? Who's showing their results on December 31st for 2023?" We were partying it up. Remember that? Increasing starting bank by 80%. Well, 30% is going to roll around again. Anyone, they'll get their chance. They'll get their chance on December 31st. Say ace, or it'll be crickets. It'll be crickets. I like crickets. I'm feeling crickets. But just disappear. Come on, say both. Come on, say both. Say both. It's Hanman Yannick. Hanman Yannick. All right. System at wage of talk. So I can use theirs. Yep. Even money. Boom. All right. I'm killing it, babe. Russian. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get these guys some more winners. All right, let's go. Let's go baseball. Let's go baseball. What could I put you on? What could I put you on? Minnesota started already. Okay, can't put you on Minnesota. A lot of these started. Oh, here's one I'm going to put you on. You ready? You ready? Take Washington. Washington up to -110 on the money line, and then Washington first 5 money line plus a half also. So we're going to break that up into 2% on the first 5, 2% money line, 2% run line, and then we're going to have a 3% play on Washington on the money line. There you go. Washington money line, Washington money line. We'll use that as today. And, let's go over. Let's go over 7 and 7.5. Over 7.5. Angel Seattle. And I think that Seattle's a little too highly favored as well. Those are those are your 3 premium plays for Wednesday. Let me get to these questions. Should be good. Quick one. All right. 31. Great stuff, Ace. Thank you. Let's keep grinding. Thank you, sir. I purchased gold in the GLD. Me too. That's paper gold. Gold. I have some right now, actually. I got out of a lot of it at 221. I was a little pissed, lost some of but I had gotten in at like low 200. So once I make 10%, 12%, I'm out. I trade GLD. I trade GLD. And he asked, should I be purchasing my gold bars moving forward? How do I store your bars? And what's a reputable place to purchase? Love it, love it, love it, love it. Multiple good places to buy gold. I don't really want to recommend. I don't want anything bad to happen if you're responsible. Honestly, I would definitely tell you the more reputable ones. SD Bullion. I'll tell you the ones that I bought from. I bought from JM Bullion. That was good. Had a good experience with them. I bought Money Metal. Money Metal. That was bought silver from them too. Those are 2 good ones, right? Lear and Lear. Lear. Lear Capital. Lear. I bought a lot of my gold from Lear. Here's what you do: physical gold. You want to hold physical gold too. The paper gold you want to trade. But here's the problem: if the financial institutions crash, or if there's any kind of debt crisis, any kind of monetary crisis, even again, it could be so long term, but even if the dollar is no longer the world's reserve currency, let's say that the BRICS becomes bigger, or China does something and it overtakes the dollar, okay? That's going to affect your paper gold so much because that is going to be tracked by based on the US dollar. You want physical gold. You want to be able to hold it in your hand. Now, storing it becomes the problem. Storing it, that's the problem. There's reputable vaults that hold it. There's reputable safety deposit boxes that hold it. There's even companies that'll hold it. Personally, I don't feel comfortable without possession of it. I need to see my gold. I need to be able to hold it. I need to know that I have these gold coins. That, just like this. See this? This is my insurance. This is my insurance right here. This is everything I've worked my entire life for. This is my financial freedom instrument right here. Like, this is the difference between me starving or living well. This right here. This right here. My cold storage wallet. Here's where I have my most valuable crypto for the long term is right here. Right here. And I'm a huge believer of crypto in the future. I'm a huge believer of blockchain, that everything's going to be tokenized. Everything will be tokenized. Real estate will be tokenized. Everything's going to be tokenized. So we're going to be using the blockchain. Obviously, we're going to be using Ethereum. We're going to be using Bitcoin. That's what's in here. That's what this is filled with to the rim, filled with to the rim. And every chance I get, I add more. Now I trade Bitcoin, and right now I have a short against Bitcoin. I think it's going to drop. I'm betting against it. So it's almost contradictory to this, right? I should sell out of this. No. I don't worry. I don't even think about this. This is long term. I don't look at the price. I don't care about the price. I just buy and store, buy and store, buy and store. This is long term. This is for the kids. This is for the grandkids. This is for the great grandkids. This is to ensure financial freedom for the bloodline. That's what this does. That's what you need. That's what gold does. My physical gold, I can go get it. Give me 4 hours. I will drive around Vegas and I will grab all my gold. That's what I recommend. And I also recommend you get coins. I know it's cheaper when you just buy bars, but you have to remember, if shit hits the fan, you're going to want to be able to divide it. And that's why gold isn't the best monetary instrument. It's an excellent instrument to sustain value, but it's not a good to trade. It's not a good measure of exchange, the unit of exchange, excuse me. Gold isn't a good unit of exchange. It's a good way to preserve wealth. So I highly recommend you do that, and you keep that totally separate from your paper gold. Your paper gold, just look at it as when you gain, sell, trade it, trade it, trade it. Don't date it, don't marry it, don't hate it, just trade it. That's it. But your physical gold, just like my cold storage crypto, I don't trade this shit. Hell no. No. This is my get out of jail free card. This is my when shit hits the fan, tuck this bad boy where you got to go, and you go. And you go, Ace. You take this shit wherever you got to go, and you go. That's what this is for. This is my insurance policy right here. This is my insurance policy. That's how I look at it. And I think you should keep your, I hope I'm wrong. Dude, every day I wake up, I pray I'm wrong. That shit stays good. The economy stays good. My money keeps growing. My investments keep growing, and everything's good. And all this preparation, the worst case is going to happen is I'm going to have a shitload of silver and gold sitting there for me in about 2029, 2030. And I'm going to have more crypto than I would have had sitting there waiting for me, and more art. That's all that's going to happen if I'm wrong. But what if I'm right? What if I'm right? So yeah, do that. Get some coins. I know you got to eat it a little bit. They're a little more expensive than buying the bars. The more bulk you buy, the cheaper it is. But do yourself that favor, have some coins, because if we get to that point, that's what we're going to have to do. All right. All right, Michael Milello. Forgive me if I mispronounce my name. Ace, love the show, and I got to go short today, guys, because like I said, I have UFC podcast. I have all kind of stuff today. Do you remember the show on the USA Network about 30 years ago when all the cappers every week claimed they went 80 to 100%? Absolutely. Do I ever? That was the USA. I used to watch that every Saturday. Every Saturday. I love those guys. Are you kidding me? And you could claim that because listen, even if someone bought your stuff and they're like, wait a minute, he didn't go 3-1 last week. He went 0-4. Who are you going to tell? Maybe you'll tell your cousin, your brother, your best friend. It's not spreading anywhere. Now, though, it goes on the internet. Now, though, it goes on social media. So it's a lot harder to make claims like that. But people still do it all the time. And how do they do it? Because we don't question it. The consumer doesn't ask. Oh, okay, so you're 70% over your last 100 bets. Can we see those last 100 bets? How about before that? Did you bet or you just at 100? Is that where you're at? You know the questions to ask. You know the questions to ask. I love those shows. Let me tell you a real quick hustle that used to happen back in the day. Okay. Everybody, before the internet, everybody used to get the sports page. If you were a sports fan or a sports bettor, you got the sports page every day. Back in the newspaper, it had the matchups, had the pitching line, had the lines from Vegas, everything in it. So you got that. Here's what a lot of cappers used to do back then. You just put an ad, Monday Night Football, that you got lock of the year with inside information straight from a team's locker room. You could put that. You could put that. Who's going to tell you didn't? That I have inside information straight from the locker rooms. Okay. Now, obviously, I have a phone room. I have a boiler room. And what do I have? I have 20 people answering phones. Before the night begins, I walk in and I tell this side of the room, you 10, it's Monday Night Football, Dallas versus the Eagles. Big rivalry. I walk into the room. I say, listen, you guys on this side, you're going to give out Dallas -4. You guys on that side, you're giving out the Eagles +4. So when your phones ring, you're giving out Dallas. When your phones ring, you're giving out the Eagles. Here's what happens. Tuesday morning, Dallas wins 24-0. The people that we gave Dallas to, oh, they love us. We're heroes. Not only are we heroes, but we do have inside information. You just saw it in real time in front of your eyes. We told you we had a lock. We told you we had inside information. You bet it, you won. Now, guess what I have coming up next week? Now, here's what we do for the people that lost. They need me just as badly. Forget the guy that won. Of course, I got him. But now the guy that lost, listen to this. We got fucked. Someone jammed us up. That was some bad information that we got manipulated with. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something I've never done before. Never before. We have a VIP club. It's called Platinum. These guys pay $1,000 a day. $1,000 on Saturday, $1,000 on Sunday. Any day they want to bet, they got to pay me $1,000. Here's what I'm going to do. For $99 only, $99. If you could get down to Western Union within the next 30 minutes, it's got to be 30 minutes though, because it's 9 a.m. at 9:30. I got to turn that list in. Got to turn that list in. I'm going to add your name to the VIP list. Okay. You're going to get it Saturday. You're going to get it Sunday. Now, usually it's going to cost you $1,000 on Saturday, $1,000 on Sunday. These guys are paying me $2,000. Because I lost for you yesterday, I'm going to give it to you for $99. But you got to get to Western Union in the next 30 minutes. Can you do that for me? Here's where you got to send it. That's it. That's it. That was so much scamming back then, bro. It's disgusting. It's gross. That's why we deserve that to have the stigma that touts do. It's deserved. It's well deserved. In fact, we earned it. We earned the disgust. Trust me on that. Trust me on that. But times change. Businesses evolve. And if the one thing the internet's done is just force transparency. You could claim shit, but now can you prove it? And if you can't prove it, eventually the market's going to figure you out. I see these guys fly by nights come and go. They get some viral stuff. They get one or two things. Eventually it disappears. It disappears. You can't fool everybody forever. You can't maintain losing and think you're going to maintain customers. So that's what happens. And eventually they run out of them. You can only burn people so long. Oh, Neil, I was even going to shut it down, but smashing and sharing daily, I got to go. I got to go. Thank you, sir. All right. It caught my attention that some of the groups back in the day were hitting 62, 64% consistently on certain sports. Any clue or thoughts if that's even possible today? Those guys Should have been zillionaires. Thanks. Great question. Great question. It's true. It's true. The edges were so much greater then. And here's why, Neil. Here's what you have to remember. Right now, let's say I have a sports book. I have a line service. So if I look up and I see that I have team A -5, but I look up on the board and all of a sudden Pinnacle went to 5.5. Now they've gone to 6. I haven't booked a bet yet on this game, but I know Pinnacle's now at 6 and we're sitting at 5. I don't have to take a bet at -5 to go to -6. I could immediately move to -6 because I know obviously the sharp side's probably there, hit it. And now I don't have to book a single bet at -5, and I was able to adjust my line on air. That wasn't possible pre-internet. Before the internet, that's what was my job as a runner. So like I was at the Stardust, but I had 4 hotels were mine. I had the Stardust, I had Riviera because Riviera was right across the street from me. I had the Desert Inn because that was also across the street. And I had the Frontier. Okay. I had those 4 and I could go to Treasure Island. Like they had another guy at Treasure Island. He did Treasure Island, Mirage, Harrah's, and Flamingo. They had those 4, but we could, if it was like there was one where the next guy took over, you could use that one as well. You could step on his feet. What we used to say. So I could step on Treasure Island's feet if I wanted to. I had access to Treasure Island. Anyway, let's say we bet Dallas -4 at the Stardust. I could run across the street to the Riviera and they may still have -3 because none of the runners bet it there yet. So they don't know that it's 4 at the Stardust. They don't know that it's 4 at the Mirage. They got 3 up on the screen. There's nowhere for them to check. So I could go in, I could lay -3, even knowing Billy Walters laid -3 also. So I don't have to take the second number, take the third number, take the fourth number. Right now, that's what we're doing. We take a lot of second numbers, a lot of third numbers, a lot of fourth numbers. There's still enough EV, as I've proven over the last decade, that there is still enough EV where you can, if you're selective enough and know what to look for, to take the second number, the third number, fourth number, and still be profitable. But not as profitable as always taking the first number. That's the difference. That's one of the huge differences. And that the market wasn't as sophisticated. Information wasn't even like at the most like abnormal stat that we see just wasn't readily available. People just didn't have access to it. Now we have so much more access to information. So does the other side. That's the difference. Like the odds makers didn't have the access, the info they have now. So the lines were not as efficient. Markets are efficient if they're able to correct themselves. This is an efficient market because we're constantly seeing it correct itself. And like you see with the stock market. And that's the argument with, is everything baked into the cake or is it not? Is the price what it should be or is it not? In sports, we've proven that it isn't as efficient as maybe the stock market is. But it's gotten more efficient than it was back then. Great question. Yeah, will it be done again? It will in small samples, like in a season. Like someone will have a do 60% on college football sides or NFL totals or props this year. But it's not going to be a year of 2,000 bets at -110 where, they hit 1,200. 1,300 and lose only 700. No. Now at -110, if they're laying -110 and getting 2,000 bets, if they're doing 1,100 winners, 900 losers, they're the top betting syndicates around. They're amongst the most profitable wise guys around if they're able to grind that kind of numbers out. 1,100 out of every 2,000. So see the difference? Back then, they were doing 1,300 out of every 2,000. They were winning an extra 200 bets every 2,000. There's that 10% that is increased. And see if you have 60, if you're hitting 60, 62%, what's 10% of that? 6. So let's take 6 off the 60, and that's down to 54%, right? Let's take the 6 off 62 or 6 point whatever off 62. We're down to what? 56%, 55.5%. And that's where they're at now, right? So that was the difference, that 10% difference that right now we just figured it out in real time. That seems to be what the big difference is. So in small sample size, I think we'll still get there, Neil. And big sample sizes, those days are long gone. And sadly for me, I had access to all that stuff. And I was broke, bro. I mean, there were months I was rich, but there were months I was really rich. I was living the dream. But then it was just, you've been there. All of you have been there. If you're watching this channel, you've been there. You've been there. You know how that goes. All right. Oh, this is what I want to hear. This is what I wanted to know. What's this guy down? How many units? Did he say 120? Bro, I think he did. Yes, let's get to that one. Yes, no, not 120. Now I'm at 100. He's about 105. Yes. Please keep in mind, I could have said down 1,000 units. This is the difference between being sharp and being, just like I ask you, just like I tell you the difference between a sharp bettor and a square bettor when they're searching for winning information. What questions they ask? They ask not what your last 30 bets are. They want to know your last 1,000 bets. They want to know, did you just start betting this year? If not, okay, when did you start? When did you start tracking your bets? If I bet 100 since then, where am I at? What did you do last year? What have you done over your last 3,000 bets? Those are the questions a sharp bettor asks. What did you do in football last year? How'd you do in NFL this season? What are you up so far in 2024? How are you doing in props this year? Like just stupid shit like that. And it's a stupid question. Down how many units? You didn't ask how many units our bet size is. What if I'm betting 50 unit plays? What if I'm betting 50 unit plays? So if you're down 100 units and you're betting 50 unit plays, you're down 2 games, 2 bets. You're asking the wrong questions. You're making the wrong comments. You're misunderstanding. Because if you followed me for even more than a day, then you know I work with a 20% risk of ruin. We do not bet 2%, 3%, 5%. Those are ratings. We bet 0.25. So what we are down is 25 units. If we're down 100 in ratings, that's the differentiates winning sports bettor from the losing sports bettors, and why we've been able to overcome any losing to turn a profit 8 of the last 9 years. That's the difference. See, I love that question, because if you manage risk correctly, the amount of units is irrelevant. You'd be down 10,000 units or up 10,000 units. And if you're betting 5,000 unit plays, who gives a shit, right? We're betting 0.25, sir. 0.25. Pay attention. If I was down 100 units betting the rating, then I'd be working with a 90+% risk of ruin, which means my subscribers should expect to lose their money over 9 out of 10 times and only double it less than 1 out of 10 times. That's with a proven edge. That's with meaning you're a lock to be profitable, except you won't be because you're over betting. That's what I'd be doing if I was down that. That's why last year we didn't increase our bankroll by 400%, because even though I won 300 units, it was 0.25 of that. It has 75. You understand? That's why we increased starting capital by 80%. We didn't increase it by 400% because we're not betting those stupid figures. So again, please don't take this, no disrespect at all, but I just want you guys to start thinking next level and also thinking long term. Like, this didn't just start January 1st. I bet 12 months last year where we won 400 units, was it? We did 222 also, 2021, 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015. All those, that's profit built up. Those are units built up. That doesn't disappear. Now, if you just started last week, last month, sure, you're down. But 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you'll be just like those people I'm telling you now. The guys that are with me since 2020, they're not down. Since 2021, they're not down. Since 2023, they're not down. Since 2015, they're not down. But sure, you could pick a small sample size of anything and be down. I've told you that over and over and over again. I've admitted that. In fact, I've guaranteed and promised you that I will lose. I'm going to lose. Until you learn how to lose, you'll never win. You'll never win. Remember, come around on December 31st and let's see who's throwing the party and who's going to have to explain. Who's going to have some explaining to do. I may have some explaining to do. I've had losing years. Are you kidding me? Anybody can over 12 months. Because I am going to have 120 months track. Remember, it's going to be the 10th year. That's 120 months. Of course, there's going to be 12 losing months in there. Are you kidding me? Out of 120 months, there should be what? 50 losing months? If we're looking at math, at least. So, yeah, there's going to be losing months. If you're not prepared for that, you're never going to get to where I got to. Betting 100 to 500. Now I'm betting 1,000 to 5,000. You could do it too. Again, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. But you're going to have to do it the right way. You're going to have to do it the right. I got a 10-dime bankroll. Would you recommend buying your NFL package? Only if you like money. Only if you're a fan to cash. That's it. I highly, highly, highly recommend. Let me see if there's any other. There's too many. I don't know what to pick. I'll pick one random one. Will Hildebrand, here you go. Hopefully it helps. Ace, this is the first year they'll use comms in college football with quarterback taking the OC. Yep. Do you think Vegas has a good idea about home field advantage and fans saying Tiger Stadium? Make that communication even tougher? Or do you think it won't be an issue? Here's the problem. Until we have the data, we're all going to be guessing. Now, of course, you want to try to make an educated guess. So you could try to get out ahead. But we're still going to be guessing on how it's going to affect it. And the odds makers are as well. Here's the one thing I learned about the Vegas odds makers in my life sports betting. They don't overreact. They wait for data. Meaning, even though they want to get ahead of their bettors, they don't want to get ahead of information. They don't want to guess. So they're not even going to make adjustments until they see it's warranted. That's how they know what to charge for half a point. They have a big enough sample size of results to know this is what we should charge. They didn't just arbitrarily pick a number and then say, let's figure out if we're right or wrong and let's start working that number and forming it into correct. They'll wait. Just like they don't overreact. They used to want to be first. Now that's not a race anymore. Like before, if someone was injured, like they would race at the adjustment. Now they take back, they take a breath. They look, who's the backup? What's the drop off from the starter to the backup? What's the value of a replacement player? How does that replacement player going to match up this week against that defense? And then they move in. Before it was like, okay, quarterback's worth 3 points. Let's start there. And then we find out, oh, no. Tom Brady's actually worth, Aaron Rodgers is actually worth more, close to a touchdown, where this guy's only worth more, like 1 point, 1.5 points. Just like we used to think home field advantage in the NFL was worth 3 points. We just blindly, when I was coming up, blindly 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. Nothing could be further from the truth. The average home field advantage in the NFL is not even 2 points. Not even 2. We make it 3. So there's a lot of changes. Markets evolve. But when it comes to Vegas, they wait for the data. They wait for the data. They're not going to adjust on any rule changes. They're not going to try to guess. They're going to wait until they see what the data reflects, and then they're going to make their move. So they're never guessing while the player's guessing too. They want the player guessing when they already know. They want you guessing whether you should buy a half a point when they know what the half point's already worth. That's the key there. Love you guys. Love you guys. Keep the questions coming. If I missed you, just throw it in there again. Like I said, we're doing it random. I'm on my neck, already talking to people. Love the conversation. I got the guy. Actually, the one guy I hooked him on, we called on my phone, and we talked a lot of stocks. I hope you're getting in on that metals. I told you, I got one metal company that I've been charting. Wow, when did I start charting? March 2023. March 2023. And I've been waiting. I swear to you, I've been waiting. And right now, it's at my 188. Wow, I have it's at a 188, $1.88. And I have my line at 185, 185, 184. So it's coming right where I thought. I've been plotting this line since 2023. I've been waiting for this precious metal company to dump. And now they have a change of management too. Yeah, because once the economy starts to crash and precious metals start to go and gold starts to reach that 2,500 range, 3,000 range, those mining companies that are so undervalued right now, just like when Bitcoin skyrockets, all the altcoins do 10x. That's what's happened with mining companies and smaller precious metal companies. So we got one. The guy paid. That's why I would give it right now. I'm dying to give it out just so we could all get involved. But the guy paid like, yeah, I can't do it to you. But make sure. I hope you bought. You can start buying now 188. But when it gets to that 185 range, if you're watching, I'm sure you are. If it gets to that 185 range, buy some more. But I have my gap at 132. If it drops 50 cents right now, gets to 132, forget it. It will be my biggest trade probably in the last 3 to 5 years. It will become my biggest trade if we get this one. I'm hoping uranium's taking a dump. I'm hoping that gets down. It's already, it hasn't confirmed breaking that trend line from 2023. It's got an upsloping trend line from 2023 that it hasn't confirmed the break on the daily. But if it does, next stop, $42. $42. Load up some more. Load up some more. But yeah, I love seeing that shit. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, stay off the Ethereum. Not till it gets back to that 2,000 range. 2,200. It's coming to 2,200. That much I can promise you. I can't promise you, I'm pretty sure. Charts don't lie. Charts don't lie. Gold coming down. All right. Great day. Great day. Can you see the hype? Lithium, uranium. Come on, uranium. Come on, lithium. I mean, it's crazy. I like when they go down. Even though I'm holding this stuff, I like to buy more. Are you kidding me? When you know what you're buying, you want to buy more. Then my next move on Tesla is going to be to hold long term. I've been trading it so far. And here's one, Roblox. Roblox? Dude, Roblox, $30 on May 13th. $30 on May 13th. It's $40 today. $40 today. So in about 8 weeks, it's going up 30%. What are kids doing in the summer? They got nothing else to do but play Roblox. Play Roblox. Don't worry, this is going to come back down. It's going back. Back in the day, it had a high of 157 or 137, I mean. It's playing down around $40. Oh, we're going to have so much fun. When stack that cash. Trust me now. Stack that cash. I wish I could share my screen to show you some shit about COVID. Stack that cash. When it comes, you can set yourself up. Life-changing money. Generational wealth. Not some bullshit. Love you guys. Smash the like button. Ask the questions. Hit the comments. Share the shit. We've gone more than we should have. Love you. Back tomorrow. It's done, baby.